felt going in that, obviously going to be a defensive battle with the way both teams play, and for about 30 minutes, that's exactly what it was. And then give them credit. They were able to make some big offensive plays that kind of take a 4 or 6 point lead and get it into 11 or 12. And give them credit for that. They were able to get some baskets inside. Dexter Dennis obviously gave him a big lift. We lost him a couple times. Gambled on defense on a couple occasions that left him open. And he took advantage of it, and that's the kind of the difference right now in terms of where we're at. When we have some opportunities we're not taking advantage of, we get some good looks at the basket. Like every one of those has got to go in right now. In the first half, we get some shots around the rim. You got to finish all those plays for us right now. We're not, defensively, still we're pretty darn good tonight. You know what I mean? We weren't as good in the last 8 minutes of the first half on the glass, and that kind of kept them in it. But I thought we responded pretty well in that and took the lead. And then, the kid hits a shot at the buzzer. But then we responded pretty well coming out in the second half, And then they took a lead, and we made a good run and got it back to 1 or tied or something like that. We're just really laboring to score right now. Really laboring to score. Laboring to make the right play off our penetration. And, we got some guys really struggling to make some baskets. So when you do that, your defense can only hold the fort so long. And that's kind of what happened today. And they got some transition baskets, which were able to extend that, 4 or 6 point lead up to 8 or 10. And just we weren't able to get enough. We weren't able to create enough or to make any of those shots.
Coach, DC said that they kind of packed the paint on him and huge drives. What needs to change going into Houston the rest of the season to be able to knock down those shots when they do pack the paint? Because that's your offense, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to trust it and throw the pass, because not trusting it and forcing it isn't helping it at all. You know what I mean? DC did a good job of getting to the free throw line today. But again, some of those drives that maybe we're thinking we're getting fouled on, not getting it. So you got to be able to spray that ball around once you get into the paint. We shoot better if the ball goes inside and then out. But that first drive and kick doesn't always have to lead to the shot. That creates some scrambles, and now you got to be able to take a second drive or snap a pass to the next guy who's open. We're just not moving and making the right decisions on some of those drives or on the kickouts. We got to get better at that. We just have to get better at it. We got to have a steady diet of throwing the ball into the post, irregardless of if they score or don't score. But you got to get it in there. You got to make the other team's post defenders work on the defensive end. And I think right now, Toon and Mike are playing pretty good. We got 20 points from them the other night. We got 13 points from them tonight. If you're getting that out of your 5 right now, you got to go to them a little more then. And you got to trust to be able to throw the ball in there. I think sometimes you get to a point where you're trying to do it on your own. You know what I mean? One of our greatest strengths is our stubbornness and our toughness and our chip a little bit. But right now when you're playing good teams and they're loading it up, it also hurts you a little bit. And that's kind of where we're at right now.
Is it fixable on offense? Because defensively you're playing well enough to beat anybody in the league.
Yeah, but we gotta get a lot better at it right now. We gotta get a lot better at it. We don't have, you gotta have confidence to be able to knock down some shots. You need your 4 spot to make an impact in the game. You know what I mean? And tonight we didn't at that spot at all. So sometimes offensively you're kind of 5 on 4. And so like DC said, now the guys are loading up. So the answer is, can you improve offensively? It always looks better when you make shots. You know what I mean? And the one thing that we don't necessarily have, and you see it in the stats today, we got 5 offensive rebounds, but 2 of them are team rebounds. That means ball goes out of bounds. The offensive rebound has always been something that is a big part of our offense in terms of bailing bad possessions out or tough shots out, or if they help on you and you get a shot up, a lot of times that help is from the big and the backside rebounding is open. We're not getting those right now. We're not getting any of those right now. So we got to take a look at, making better decisions with the ball, trusting the movement a little bit more. And we got to look to, when we have those fast break opportunities, we got to capitalize on those. Probably had 4 in the first half that we did not score on open court situations that, if you're a team that's going to struggle offensively, that you can finish those. That's 6 or 8 points. That's, for us right now, that's be a big difference in where we're at.
Coach, how much of the shooting is psychological?
Well, I think a lot. Some of it is also, if you're not shooting the ball well, get in the gym. Get in the gym. Get in the gym. And be obsessed with it. Get 500 extra shots in, 1,000 extra shots in. If you're not happy with something, you got to work your way through it. It just doesn't miraculously happen. You got to get in the gym. And one of the things that we have to do is, when we get those shots, guys know that those are within the off. We got, again, it's hard to, because you focus on some of the drives and stuff like that, but some of our kick-out shots today were good looks. Were good looks. The other night we got a lot of good looks. You got to be able to put some of those down.
Coach, how do you keep your team up right now? I know the guys they may not show it right away, but they've got to be feeling down. How do you keep everybody up?
That's part of the job. It's part of the job. Again, the biggest thing is, staying positive. But you gotta be able to coach them now too. You gotta be able to coach them, and guys got to be able to take a look in the mirror and say, "This, I'm not doing this," or "I got to do better at this." And so, having guys that are driven and want to be great players and want to get better always helps that. Always helps that. But what it's human nature. If things aren't going well for them to maybe not internalize what they're not doing as well. That's just human nature. That's just not our players. That's everybody. You know what I mean? So, you got to fight through that. You got to fight through that. And, we'll go back to work and we'll try to keep getting better, because we've made some really good strides in some key areas of the game, but offensively right now, even when we execute really well, we're not finishing plays. And psychologically, extra work, whatever the case might be, it's got to be a combination of probably both those.
Anything else, guys?